It's now within DRS range. There's Lando Norris getting ever closer.
खोइ मेरो एन्टोनोली हेर्नु पर्यो
जस्टिसै भएन के एन्टोनोलीले त लेक्लर्स
up
थियो अगाडि
to
लेक्लर्स
about
थियो एन्टोनोली
60
थियो
kilometers an hour of extra pace. Norris has got that behind Carlos Sainz. Here he comes down towards turn one. The Williams ahead of him, harvesting at the end of that straight to get some more energy into his batteries. And that's a very close gap that Lando Norris is following now.
झन् जित्न आएको रे brakes there.
Certainly will. George Russell just from Oscar Piastri not keeping up the pace, and Piastri's DRS that he had on the last
fastest lap हान्दैछ यार पिएसटी ले भेटाउँछ अहिले स्योर
George Russell. I think it's given it a bit of an energy boost on this lap because he's pulled out 4/10 in the first sector on the McLaren. He's got himself more than a second ahead.
And that's the problem. He's not following very well through the first sector. He's really pitted it through there, as you say, and got himself out of that DRS range of the McLaren. So,
Lando Norris ले कति टाढो गाडी बनायो
sooner than later, he fancies a podium.
24 घण्टामा गाडी बनाइदियो
Kimi Antonelli sticking very nicely to the back of Charles Leclerc.
त्यहाँ हुँदैन नि गाडी चाहिँ चेन्ज गर्नु पर्ने
Equaling his best starts in Formula 1.
त्यसमै बनायो न
He's got that DRS, as you can see, along the back straight, slammed shut under braking.
दामी भयो त यार रेस त ओहो त्यो यार हो है
We're getting closer and closer and closer. You can see the blinking red lights once again on the Ferrari, but not close enough.
Oh, here we go for Lando Norris then past Carlos Sainz. That's the move he needs to make. He can get off down the road from Lewis Hamilton.
You said sooner rather than later, and at the start of lap 7, he is up into 7th place. And, yeah, just to repeat, Zach Brown saying the podium is possible for Lando Norris today.
To the inside, nothing silly going on from Carlos Sainz there. He knows that he's not really racing the McLaren at the end of 50 laps, so did a good job keeping him behind. But no point in losing body work or losing time fighting the inevitable loss of Norris passing him at some point this evening.
Let's go to Sky Race Control. Good evening, Bernie Collins.
Lovely to be with you. Just trying to think through what this means for Norris. What that early safety car means for Norris' race. I actually think it maybe hampers it a tiny bit because the medium tyre for the others has now had a nice maybe go a little bit longer into the race. Maybe shift the optimum stop lap to those who need to run one stop later than it previously would have been. So desperately wants when he closes Hamilton, it's going to come a little bit later than it was.
Behind the safety car, of course, onto the hardcore plant tyre.
गाडी राम छैन
Has done his first track limits.
लास्ट ल्याङ है एक हप्ता ट्राभल गर्यो प्र्याक्टिस पनि गर्यो क्वालिफाइङ खेल्यो अनि रेसको फर्स्ट मेल ल्यापमै आउट भयो नि त
मलाई चाहिँ नबुझेको सुन न टाइम जोन त यिनीहरुको त गाड फाड हुन्छ त है संसार डुल्छ यिनीहरुको हप्ता हप्तामा
त्यही त भनेको त
मुली यताको टाइम स्केड्युल मिल्छ एक हप्ता
अब सिधै युएस हो नि त यिनीहरुको अब मायामी नि कहाँ हो
अनि अब होला 10 घण्टा कि कति घण्टाको डिस्टेन्स होला हो त मायामी सिक्नु मन थियो कि यार
we've seen throughout this season to start taking effect and to get back in DRS range again. Is that patience that he's still showing? I wouldn't be too surprised. He's not just minding his tires, minding his business.
Deno chito.
Dekho मैले यार पार्किंग कैसे दे
Rushing by in a racer box. Karim Chandler, that's you.
Indeed it is, Coffee. It is a fascinating situation down here. I saw the Red Bull pit wall shaking their head.
ओची बांधे कल्लू ओए कल्लू लभली यार
यसलाई मैले ग्यास त्यसको त लास्ट
ओइ रिप्ले हेर्नुपर्छ है किप नगरे मादा बोलेस कि पनि त छक्का है
के नै हान्यो जस्तै गरे त्यसले त यार
Free air in front of him, which will help his tyres go quite a bit further. And as Bernie pointed out, they had a
होइन यार lovely
साथी डिफेन्स ढुक्क हुन म जस्तो डिफेन्स कसले कोहीले गर्छ त
especially when the cars are on full.
खासै छैन रोजन अझै एक पास
खेला
प्रेस 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 आएन कि त्यो पास
म त यहाँ रेस हेर्दै थिएँ यार तैँले बोलेपछि मात्र थाहा भयो मसँग बल छ भनेर के भन्दै थियो भेस्टापेन त्यहाँ भर्खर यार
मैले नि हेरेँ यार यता डिफेन्स गर्दै
धेरै लामो टक्स भएको थियो यिनीहरूकोमा
Now the stewards have given Max Verstappen a penalty. They're saying another driver didn't force you off the track.
Yeah, I think what he's saying, we discussed this in the driver's briefing. Max, as usual, sitting there driving at 160 mile an hour average, whilst remembering the notes from the driver's briefing. But that's actually a fair comment, isn't it? Hang on a minute, you're giving me a penalty.
मेरो बल थियो यार
Penalty for going off the track and gaining an advantage. Have I really got a track limits infringement as well at this point? Yes.
Let's have a look at it again, and I'm sure.
त्यसले कस्तो पेलेको यार साला लास्ट त्यो हो के भेस्टापिन लास्ट चोर रहेछ सुरुमा के त्यसले कस्तो पेलेर गएको रहेछ नि त स्टार्टिङमै
So comes off the brake pedal and inevitably was going to say he didn't leave me any force me off the track.
कति होल्ड गरेको यार मैले त्यहाँ खेल्दैन
You've got to get round the corner as well. I think that's a fair call. Yes. Some people will think past, you know.
ए यार फोकसै छैन यार यसको यार
जुटी यार रेसमा त टन्नै बाँकी छ रिप्ले पनि हुन्छ यार
तर भेस्टापिनले लास्ट झेला खेले रहेछ यार सुरुमै मायासँग खाते पेल्दै रहेछ हौ त्यो त सुरुमै ल ल सिरियस है म सिरियस अब कल्लु ट्रायंगल
Oscar Piastri, but only just. Bernie Collins, to you.
Yeah, I just want to comment quickly on the track limits. Because the red ball system will find all of the track limits, regardless of that exemption for lap 1, turn 1, and maybe just instinctively Max would warn about it, even though it may not count towards a further penalty should he exceed it more than 3 times. And then very quickly, lots of discussion of cooler breaks out there.
तर पियासले नि नजिटोस् के यार यिनीहरू त अति भइसक्यो
को छ त जित्ने अरू कोही छैन
रसल छ लेक्लेयर्स हले जित्योस् के होस् कि अगाडि दुईजना ठोक्कोस् न
James Irwin, the race engineer for Alex Albon.
उडाइदे
You're overheating a bit, but Alex Albon, right?
नाइस सत्य मन परे हामीले त फला सर्कल
के यो भन्नु भन्दा खेल्नु भन्दा हान्नु भन्दा थ्यांक यू भन्दै बसेछ त फल भएन त्यो
That's his key to getting consistent DRS in.
Up to the sound Piastri lifted off quite early there. I don't think he wants to get too close to that Red Bull at the moment so he can get rid of the fuel load. And interesting to see if he offsets down the straight, it's far enough behind.
त्यहाँ हेर्न त्यो खुट्टा हाल त्यसको छेउमा बल छैन खुट्टा हाल्दैछ यार
Everything cool. Now he's got some DRS as well. So yeah, Piastri's managing. He's got a faster car.
Nice.
Yeah.
Max has got a penalty. And Piastri knows that he'll just have to wait until the pit stop phase and he can't clear it.
कसरी फेयर भयो है केटा हो गाडी फास्ट एउटै हुनुपर्ने क्या यार प्रपर रेसको लागि
फुटबलमा यो सिटी पैसावालाहरू भने जस्तै त
how the tyres.
Okay.
हान्ने यार मैले त
दिएन यार
Would be incredible. So where you find it clear air at the moment, maybe once he gets past Lewis Hamilton, because it's looking a little bit inevitable, that Lando Norris is going to do that. There is a bigger gap to Kimi Antonelli that Lando can drive through and get that precious clean air on his.
त्यो के अरे ललितपुरको त्यो काले लम्बु काले चाहिँ कस्तो खतरा गोल हान्दिएको है
So, Antonelli's good pace, mid-34,
Costa
not
is
bad at all, hanging on in there, keeping Leclerc in view. And again then, Norris is either... Norris needs another move he now needs to make quite quickly, isn't it? And then he can get a bit of a breather. And there he is. And there is Piastri. Closer to the Red Bull. Really got to watch
त्यही भने भेट्टाउने भयो यार हेर्दै हेर्दै ह्यामिल्टनलाई नि जित्यो यार त्यही भने कस्तो खतरा गाडी हो त साला यसले मर्सिडिजलाई भेट्टाउँछ
तर हैन यो हो यो खेल्न आउनु चाहिँ केटा रेसमा भन्दा थाहा छ डिआरएस जोन आउनु लाग्छ भने चाहिँ दिदिने हो के बल्ल गाडीलाई त्यसपछि चल्दिने हो मुली अनि अर्को टर्नमा त्यसपछि त्यसले खान्छ
It's the brake test of 2021.
हेर त
The other McLaren chasing after a Red Bull. Lando Norris got ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton used all his experience there to nick that place right back again. While all this is going on, under pressure, Ollie Behrman has been overtaken by Liam Lawson. Lawson moves up into 12th place, showing a little bit more pace ahead of the half.
अनि यिनीहरु मुले खाली मात्र ठोकाइरा थियो अनि मुनि यहाँ त ठोकिन्छ होला त अब एकछिन कुनै टाइममा त
on Jack 2 and 2 in the minor places currently.
Surprising amount of tire
marbles beside the racing line I just saw a few corners back, suggesting to me that there's a reasonable amount of tire wear going on out there.
Which is good in terms of degradation.
कस्तो कुद्ने है हेर त भाइ भेट्टायो रनमतीले
Later on the brakes, Lewis Hamilton almost went into the back.
Yeah, well, Lewis is trying for the DRS zone again, isn't he? But
फेरि यसले DRS पायो ऊ पायो त
त्यसले समात्यो
मामा के हो यो त
भेटाए फेरि
ह्यामिल्टन फरारी हो अहिले
naughty there of Lewis, I have to say. We saw such a fight, didn't we? So brutal between him and Max down there at that line. But it gives you the DRS then. That the detection point is in just before the braking zone. So Lando's trying to win, but then Lewis.
Oh, danger here. Vigorous defending. Blocked again.
Wait.
कल्लु त
Saturday, Saturday bala.
Well, here it is again. He hits this so sweetly, doesn't he? That's a brilliant goal from a top-class player. Goals and plentiful supply.
And now hovering about 1.6 seconds out.
Straight play the game.
त्यो भेटाउँछ तर यो नोटिस
Because I think the detection line is just on the exit, isn't it?
This time he has absolutely followed Lewis Hamilton. And now Strat 8 turn the engine up a little bit. If it was a speaking, it turned it up to 11, which is what he's doing now. With that DRS wheel to wheel with Lewis Hamilton down the straight, he's probably using energy himself to try and keep on pace with the McLaren. But the DRS helps Lando Norris through. Third time of asking, he's got the job done.
A couple of laps wasted there, but as you say, got the job done. But he's now 14.5 seconds off the lead.
Key thing for Lando Norris is that he's now
जे
got
पाइदियो यो
about 3.5 seconds of clear air. try and help cool the tyres and the car down before he gets anywhere near Kimi Antonelli in the Mercedes. So Norris started 10th, he's now up to 6th. Verstappen started on pole, he continues to lead, and he has a 5-second penalty to serve at his pit stop, which if he did that, and all things being equal on the stoppage time, he would come out ahead of George Russell as it stands now. And I mentioned that Liam Lawson had got past Ollie Behrman. Liam Lawson is making another overtake here, and this time on Fernando Alonso. So he moved himself up in his teammate Isaac. And it's down to you.
And they run.
Not happy there, Grok. A few laps ago, he said, I don't know how I lost the DRS to Hagar. I'm dead now. I've sure enough dropping like a stone. No straight line speed. Just quick line on Verstappen. He's now cleared that 5 seconds to George Russell. So, assuming the pit stops are the same, the Red Bull and Mercedes, he will clear Russell despite the penalty. Extraordinary pace from Verstappen and Piastri up front. Let's see what Lando can now do in free air.
Verstappen, the only driver lapping in the 133s currently. Piastri a couple of tenths behind him on the last lap.
And Norris immediately takes 3/4 of a second out of Kimi Antonelli's advantage. He'll be with him in 3 or 4 laps.
So, every possibility that Lando Norris could lead this race at some stage when into the pits. And then a late safety car would really help his
Oh, lovely yaar.
on board with Lewis Hamilton.
Simply unstoppable today.
What's up, Chris?
त्यसले ह्यामिल्टनलाई यत्रो फरक पारिदिसक्यो नोरिसले हेर त ह्यामिल्टन त कहाँ हो एन्टोनलीलाई भेट्टाउन लागिसक्यो यसले त
त्यो रेसमा के छैन के त भेट्न आउँछ
के हो यार यो त
के भन्नु यार त्यसले त्यसलाई गाडी चलाउन आउनु नआउँछ
mentioned there about Alonso. It seems maybe not important to the leader race, but it is. Alonso is pushing to do a pit stop, and that could begin to bring this midfield, those around P10 and P11, in for a pit stop. That opens a nice window for Piastri, Russell, Leclerc, anyone who wants to make a go at undercutting Verstappen with that 5 seconds penalty. And Norris is proven that the hard tyre at this stage of the race
कति घिन लाग्दै हेलमेट यार यो नोरिसको यार छ्या के डिजाइन हो यस्तो यार 2 सेकेन्डको त छ साथी
यो त 8 पोइन्ट रहेछ यार हाल्नु बाँकी स्किल्स पनि 8 पोइन्ट स्किल्स पोइन्ट रहेछ
What we're seeing here is evidence that Verstappen has managed his tyres in the early stages. As you see, Martin now pushing that bit harder. So this will normally follow 2 or 3 laps after that. Straight to the is really moving.
तर ल्याप हान्दिसक्यो यिनीहरूले यार है
कोहीमा 2 सेकेन्डको फरक पार्छ त यार भर्स्टापेनले उहिले के फ्याल्यो भर्खर यो त हात छोड्दै चलाउँदैछ यार ब्रुट्स
त्यसले भेट्टाउन लागिसक्यो एन्टिनोनीलाई यार
त्यही भने
कसरी फेर भयो त्यो रेस यार यस्तो चलाउने
चलाउनै नआयो के हो गाडी खतरा हो
गाडी खतरा हो के यो
हेर्नु त्यहाँ अनि हार्ड टायरले मिडियमलाई भेटाइदिएछ तो भेटायो है अपोनेन्ट
To navigate those early laps and overtakes. So that's looking pretty good for him. Piastri doesn't really care who finishes second or third, I guess. So he'll just wait for Verstappen's pit stop.
बो 1 सेकेन्डको ग्याप बनाइसक्यो त्यसले अब DRS भित्र छिर्छ त्यो छिरिसक्यो
Second and a half by pitting a lap earlier than your rivals. as soon as there's a gap,
Our camera lens trained on one man. He makes goal scoring look easy, as evidenced by his recent record.
कति हो यार यो त
जे पाइदियो भने चाहिँ यो कसरी पोसिबल हुन्छ यार यस्तो मेरो एउटा साथी छ नर्थ इस्टको फ्यान हो यार त्यो
Good evening and welcome ahead
सी भएर
of
होला
a pulsating night of football. I'm your match
साउदिनो
commentator
यसको
Terry
कतारमा
Gray, and sitting alongside me, the former Arsenal, West Ham
बेरिङ
and
जान्छ
Coventry
कतारमा
midfield player Stuart
कहाँ
Pearson.
पास हो
And
त्यसको
it's
यो
going to be fascinating to see how these two sides
यो त
fare
भेट्टायो यार
and
एन्टोनेललाई
complement each other. Stuart, tell us about
ड्राइभर अफ द डे यही हो यो आजको
Well, as is always the case, both teams will look to control the centre
गाडी
of
अफ
the
द
pitch.
डे बना हुन्छ
Whoever
हो
can do
यिनीहरूको
most
लागि
to
त
dominate possession and probably the game.
जित्यो यार
I think today. Dale, untidy in possession.
First game, yeah.
Yamada.
जे पाइदियो यार यो त
Well, he could run onto it here. Well, the flag was up in good time, bringing that move to an end.
He's just got to be more patient there. He's gone too early.
Always unable to retain possession. Promising looking ball.
तार दियो यार
Ay, ay, ay.
He'll go back into Oscar Piastri, just going through turn 19 at the moment, and nobody is moving in that McLaren garage.
Was unable to pick out a teammate.
सुपर सार छ कि एक सेकेन्ड ढिलो भयो भने अन्त चोट छु है
The pass was just that
के हो यो भेस्टाभिनले त यार वै 3 सेकेन्ड फरक पारिदिनु लाग्यो त
well, nicely cut out. Now what can they do with the ball?
Still traffic that we were pit into. Just keep going, it's a fantastic job.
Yeah, there's a 4-second gap. That's what they're aiming for. Between Sainz and Hamilton.
Space for
And
the
he's
blades
not
out
quite
wide.
there yet with a 5-second penalty. But Piastri's coming in. I can see him coming in the McLaren pit.
Ready for it. Came out and back in again.
Now what can they do from here?
Carries on his doing that fabulous job that Gianpiero Lambiase told him. Piastri then stops. So his stop. That was a bit slow. 3.4 seconds. So
Shaheen.
he's lost about 1.2 seconds
Great
there in
ball over
the
the
pit
top.
stop.
Well, even marginally
God.
offside is still against the law.
Just needed to hold his run for a fraction longer, and he would have been in on goal. Of where Piastri feeds out into the pitch, isn't it?
Antonelli hits those
And just wide of the target at the end.
Well, good effort, but I think the goalkeeper did have it covered.
Heads off sight, so he's down in 6th place.
Yeah, and he'd be past Hamilton in a flash on those tyres. And up to behind his teammate Lando Norris, so I don't think he'll be giving him too much of a problem. So that's actually worked out well. And then able them
Well, no point in stopping play,
to
advantage with them.
basically make sure they stay ahead of Russell.
Very alert defending to put a stop to the chance.
It's a real data. Almost half of that ties that Lando Norris can't win his race so far. So it's now been told to push.
जल्दी अगाडि चलिहाल दामी
A good and fair
पछाडि तानिन्छ
ढुकेर बसेछ कि यो रणदीप
There'll be a bit unhappy. So Verstappen has got a 5-second penalty. He's carrying on.
so this could really help the cause.
In terms of time lost in the pit lane,
That's a super piece of defending.
due to Piastri stopping for longer.
ए तेरी
Good touch of therapy.
George Russell in third. On tyres, coming into his Mercedes. Nice stop from the Mercedes Group. 2.4
Very effective
seconds, 1
pass.
second faster than Oscar Piastri. Out into this race in a
Rifled against the post, but back.
छट
Well, nothing untoward happened.
ट्याक्टिस चाहिँ यही भयो मलाई यो ट्याक्टिस यिनीहरू मनमै पर्दैन यार
And you have to say they're a bit unfortunate, but they do need to finish off one of these chances.
Well, it should boost their confidence, but they can't afford to drop their guard at the other
where
end.
he went off the track.
In with a chance.
Oscar Piastri
And danger still.
and gained an advantage in
Cuts it
the
back.
process. He's
Can he make it count?
penalties.
Tipped it out.
Makes his pit stop.
Fully
Piastri was
somehow
in second,
reaching it.
down in fifth now for making the pit stop. So he is a net second,
he's gone short
potentially
with it.
a net first, and it's not down
In
to
the corner, hot on the heels of the last one.
these lads to try and prevent that second penalty. Meanwhile,
Very short.
number 10
Missing into the middle.
जान्ने आउट त
And they will be awarded a free kick for that.
हेर्ने
ओइ हेर्न आफ दियो त यिनीहरूले आफै
It's a weighted pass.
And also, we need to be careful that Hamilton doesn't get DRS down the back, down the
माग
pitch.
बीचमा खेलिहाल खेलिहाल
Radu. Once again,
मलाई
good
खेल्नु
keeping.
पर्थ्यो क्या स्ट्राइकर नकुर्के त
He's on his way. They've serviced those tyres. Piastri's making his way down the main straight with Hamilton right behind him. This is the battle for the net lead.
Sang.
You can see Verstappen making his way up the pitch, and you can see Piastri
Oh, that is a wonderful piece of challenging.
So Verstappen pushed and he pushed hard.
जित्यो यार
Didn't make up enough ground to
Incisive
stand
pass.
Well, never going to see a race.
हेर त कल्लु
Ay, mala.
Absolutely at his
Aku kuna mal pa niya siya.
that lead back.
Bulu.
But Piastri, fast car, fast tyres, fast driver, takes a beating from there. But I sense it'll be a very determined Max Verstappen. And there he is in the corner.
Yeah, let's just have a little
माग्न
look
माग
here at how Oscar Piastri
यता माग्ने छ फेरि मुजी रोजन के
मागिरहेको थिएँ त मैले
Diana.
त्यसले उहाँ माग्दैछ यार तेरोमा के मागेको देखाएको छ
and it was just into turn 21.
Pala ba mala ba niya siya.
Two here.
Reminiscent
मैले पास मागे हो
Well, the quick
of any
counter
winner
attack
on the
will be
outside
on.
of Lewis on the last lap.
And
So
in with the run
they
through.
certainly didn't
Impudent effort.
Last year,
Oh, we have just witnessed a special moment.
अरे
the tyres up to get back.
खेल्न खेल सकिन्छ
Still well to win the ball back. Tremendous vision. It might be.
doing personal best stuff. Leading now again, personal best is Lando Norris then up into second place for now. Yet
हेर्न
to
त्यो
pit.
कल्लु त्यसलाई हेर्न यार तेरो काँच त्यहाँ हेर्ने हो कि मुजी डुल्ने हेर्न
Pitted.
It's opening up for them.
Well, Hamilton's got a bit of DRS from Lewis as well. So Verstappen
त्यहाँ दिएन
Ilay din ako siya, okay?
1 minute of time added
घन्टाको
on
मुजी
for
होल्ड गरेर त
stoppage.
बटन टच मात्रै गर्न छु मात्रै
So kumakya ba sa tiya?
घन्टा मुजी छुइस मात्रै मुजी पछाडिर लग भएको छ छोए मात्रै लग हुन्छ पछाडिलाई
In this game.
ह्यामिल्टनले रोक्दोस् के हो राँडीलाई जानै नदोस् मुजी
यार पहिलाको रिस निकाल्यो भने त
एक सेकेन्ड पिएचले जित्दियो पेनाल्टी त्यसले खायो होला नि त होइन पिच स्टपमा
खायो
ए त्यसो भए त जित्छ अभियसली
देनमा
Then I यसको सटक चाहिँ धेरै.
That was a key little overtake. Not that unorthodox there. Wasn't Piastri.
And he couldn't quite get himself back on side, Stuart.
Well, as a player, you need to be able to change your mind.
Nice.
He wasn't able to, and that's a poor pass.
यसको खुट्टाको प्लेसमेन्ट त फेरि
After ni.
तेरो खुट्टाको प्लेसमेन्ट के हो मुझे खुट्टा मुझे ठाउँमै हाले पनि जाँदैन त यार छोरोहरू म्याच
Intensively once he got clear of Lewis Hamilton. Did a couple of laps up in a high 133, which is fastest the fastest lap of the race at 33.1. So Piastri now 3.8 ahead of Max Verstappen, 2.7 to George Russell. Always intrigued to see whether what they do in Norris here, how deep can they go? Because his last lap only 4 laps. The tyres being 19 laps.
हेर्न यार
Well, if Lando can keep sort of in the ballpark on his
Well, he's been
backside,
ruled to have taken up an illegal position, only just, however, Stuart.
Well, he loves running off the back of defenders, but on this occasion, he's just gone a fraction too early.
They sense Norris's tyres beginning to fail him. They've really got to get on with yet though, but they mustn't waste laps when his tyres have gone, but they can give him a lovely offset.
नगर्न यार
Get him on it now.
लभली रिजु लभ यु ब्रो लभ यु म्यान लभ यु
Anybody in the
Love it is at
मिस गर 1v1 मिस हान मुजी अनि यस्तो यस्तै खेल ल आएको यही हो मैले टिमबाट
station.
Goal defending from the front. Possibilities here.
Going dueling down the main straight.
Rather congested in the middle of the park.
Into 12th place.
Sané.
यसले साइड चाहिँ के गर्नलाई
Using
चेन्ज
space
गरेको
on the opposite flank now.
हो लभली साथी हो दामी
Good work by the blades to win
मलाई त
possession.
मुझे उता रातो टी-शर्ट पनि लगा ल एउटा जस्तो खेल्छ त्यसै साइड सिन गरेछ
Yeah, he's not pitted that far down the order. They can probably wait another 10 laps if these times are good enough. He has to be another fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, second faster than Verstappen. Verstappen's got no answer to
Attacking
Piastri.
possibilities
Does he want
for
an
the
answer
blades.
right now? Does he want to take
And that is a below par pass.
Piastri seems very happy out front.
There's Liam
Well, this
Lawson
could
on
really help the
Gabriel
cause.
Bortoleto.
Could be. And he's made it a breeze for himself. The defender just unable to stay with
That's
him.
going to be an interesting management meeting tomorrow or later on this evening.
यत्रो भइसक्यो नि
Who can he pick up?
I think there as well.
Oh, what a clearance under pressure. Has to react.
के हो यो बल
Coming
द्या
in behind.
हाम्रो त त्यस्तो हुँदैन त कहिले नि
So following the deflection, a corner kick. Going short. A really top-notch piece of defending.
इधर भेल दे
There's 20 minutes remaining now.
गिलामासको दाल
यस्तो छ मुझे 1v1 यार 1v1
Beating the goalkeeper.
Well, what a good piece of goalkeeping that was. But the equaliser can't be long in coming, surely.
Well, now they've got to concentrate.
पर भान्छु भनेर एक स्टेप लिएको म्याच साला
He thwarted the attack illegally, and perhaps a card is forthcoming. And a long way out. Oh, a magnificent hit from there. And unfortunate to be denied by the woodwork.
Well, good technique, but he hit it with such power. And you're absolutely right, he's so unlucky.
Gabriel Bortoleto. And this time around, an awful lot
Well, we're
easier.
inside the final quarter of an hour now. In with a chance. And clears the danger.
कल्लु मुजी
And played in. Well, didn't miss by very much, and never easy to strike it on the volley in that fashion.
Well, from that range, though, it should be a goal. At least it should hit the target.
Shen. The blades have the ball once more. They need to get tighter here. Oh, it might be. Foiled by the post. And a time for composure on the ball. Bad challenge, and now it's up to the referee in terms of what to do next.
Try and make up.
32s again, Piastri and Verstappen 33-0. So at the moment, Piastri has got
And
what
nicely over the
he
top.
needs to maintain that gap. They're slowly homing in on Lando Norris. And really from the big Norris out there. Actually, they're wanting to do the best race for him. And right now, if Norris pitted, and that quite close to it is bigger time.
Could be dangerous. And gobbled up with ease by the keeper.
I think you said it's soft on that but he could run right to the end of this race. So 10 laps to go. They've got that good time to fit in. They can probably on the subs.
Yeah, massively.
Working so hard to win back
3 tenths of a
possession.
second up in the first sector in this lap. He's getting rid of it now.
As is Ollie Behrman down at 17.
Moving forward effectively.
The
Disappointing end to the move.
of Gabriel Bortoleto, where 2 of the 6 wickets that we've got. In Formula 1 this season.
Oh, he squandered the opportunity. He might be relieved, though, to see that the offside flag is up.
Well, the linesman sparing his flashes here, but you have to say it was a shocking effort.
Teammate to this man, Charles Leclerc.
Well, he didn't miss by an awful
Over
lot.
3 seconds from Lando Norris. The gap pretty much staying the same here. Leclerc doing a very fine job on those medium times.
Cheers.
Really good challenge.
Favourites, but at the moment,
This could be troublesome.
go on to
Could
the
be a
mediums.
chance.
Like you
Impudent
say,
efforts.
rub it in a bit.
Oh,
He'll
football finesse
more than Al. So I think it'll be a better tyre for him towards the end of the race. He needs to pick up some.
Excellent ball over the top.
These two are doing out there now. Waiting for the seat.
राडीको छोरो नाच्ने ढुक्का हाल्दैन मुजी पाउँछ त राडीको छोरोहरूले के खेल्छ यार आनन्दले दुईजनाले कुन्टनी छाने चोर हान्नु पर्ने आउँछ भनेपछि ल्यागेको हुन्छ भने चाहिँ टाइममै हानेन मैले कुरेर ढुकेर बस्छ यार को टिमहरूसँग हार्यो नि मैले त्यसपछि त मैले फास्ट खेल्न खोज्यो गेमै बिग्रियो
These two, Fernando Alonso waiting for pounds. Alonso's teammate, Lance Stroll, running 9th. Stroll running 10th. They haven't pitted yet. Hadja runs 6th. He hasn't pitted yet. Leclerc and Norris out in front haven't pitted, and we lost Sonoda and Gasly at turn 4 on the opening lap. This is Carlos Sainz with Nico Hulkenberg.
It's one of the Williams in the points divider.
Yeah.
Norris gets his first track limits. I think it is his first track limit, isn't it, for Lando Norris?
Lawson going a little bit too deep,
but he wanted to make sure he didn't get a track limit violation.
As Isaac Hadjo, who I've been mentioning, has Kimi Antonelli right behind him after Antonelli pitted for a fresh set of boots. It's George Russell, the other Mercedes, making any gains on Verstappen, not currently at the moment.
One man the focus of attention, scoring freely in recent games. Can anyone slow him down?
10 maybe, between the two drivers.
Great one from Leclerc and Norris up front, still in the low minute 30.
The action is live on EA TV.
Yes, we understand then with fresh tyres in the late minute 32s, but it's fast enough.
And welcome to a game that really should have pulses
this pace
racing.
up
Every reason
for
to
another
believe this will be enthralling. I'm Derek Ray of the
lovely helmet चाहिँ lovely है
Behind me is the former Arsenal and West Ham midfield player
30.7 set
Stuart
by Lewis
Robson.
Hamilton
And on
last
the
year.
menu today,
Talking about the tyres going a step softer, and the lap
Stuart, what are
tyres
you
are
expecting?
not giving us the fastest race that we probably expected here at around
सुतेर हान्छ त
bit of tyre management going on.
Yeah, and also it's later.
अब you bought
5 weeks later than last year.
Yeah, it's the first time we've run here in April. This is Fernando Alonso making his move on Jack Dillon. And into the pit comes Charles Leclerc. So the Ferrari crew get to work. That was beautiful from the team there. All 4 tyres, take it off. Let's be flat in 2 seconds. Have some of that.
That shouts Formula One out of the anything else shouts Formula One. 26 people around a car.
Now what can they do from here?
Down go to
Kimi Antonelli on the main straight, getting past Isaac Hadji, moving up into 6th place. And if you're thinking on Bank Holiday Monday back in the UK tomorrow, going and getting your tyres changed, challenge the people doing it to a 2-second stop. See if there's anyone that can come up front on that one, and let me know if they do. Apologies if you're a tyre fitter, and I'm just giving you a little bit too much stress for a Bank Holiday pass.
So what's going on there? Antonelli currently in 7th place, 7 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And Norris still then low 33s, good time. He might just do a personal best on this lap as well. Norris bringing himself into play here for a really good fight with, I believe, Russell and Leclerc. Really bringing himself in with a chance of a podium here.
It's obviously I think Antonelli has already pitted. He's cleared the straight quite comfortably in terms of where he comes out after a pit stop. And, well, maybe those soft tyres might get used tonight. We shall see. Karun Channel.
Yeah, thanks, Sophie. If Norris pits now, in the next couple of laps, he'd come out about 7 seconds behind George Russell. But even if he goes with the medium crossing, which is what I think he will use, I think he'll have a good advantage because Russell Verstappen, Hamilton, all
Team was
complaining
this
about
first
the
one.
hard tyres not really
That's
giving them
clear.
the grip that they want. So Norris, I think you're absolutely right, will be in with a real chance of a podium here.
And Carlos Sainz, meanwhile, chasing Lance Stroll and getting DRS assistance to do just that. Pulls out to the left-hand side. This will be an easy overtake for Carlos Sainz. And up into ninth place it goes. Into turn one.
Yep, by the
Noted by the race director, so he's quite look at that. A little bit further back, he's on Behrman on Jack Doohan. And he just nosed ahead going into that corner. He has. Doohan's going to try and fight it. Behrman should have better acceleration out of the corner and does so. Behrman has been on those tyres for 12 laps and Doohan for 29. Remember, during the safety car, Doohan was one of 3 drivers that came in for a pit stop.
Yeah, and they don't look much like they want to do the rest of the entire distance, do they, on that car of Jack Doohan. So Norris then has just done the fastest first sector of the entire Grand Prix and does a 32.9. And he's very little slower than Oscar Piastri at this stage. So cracking pace up front. But
Have a look again. It's Ollie Behrman on Jack Doohan. Yeah, it was worth taking the gamble for Doohan to come in early.
city follow.
So really worked out there. Right, same after that tyres aren't going to the rest of this
त्यो
race.
मुले हेडिङ गर्नलाई म XX अठाउँछु कि त्यो तानिदिन्छ क्या सर्ट ब्रो अब के भन्ने यो गेमको यार यो अपडेट यार नयाँ
Yellow card हो हजुर
yeah, you know, good hard racing between them and
त कति चाँडो कुदेको थियो
त्यही त कस्तो ग्याप थियो नि बीचमा मुले यसले बाटो
त्यही भने रन मिला न कल्लु
फेरि यलो खाइदेला यार
DRS, much better grip.
the V6 engine singing its head off there.
प्रेस गर
And watch the clear there.
कस्तो भ्याएको त्यसले
George Russell's going to have to watch out.
ओए के हो यो
George Russell's mirrors are going to turn red.
Currently in 4th place, George Russell, but he's by far the slowest of the top 5 drivers. There's the prediction, 3 laps time. Charles Leclerc will be right on him for 4th place.
And that's good
के फाइदा नि सँग मुले मर्दा छ त्यो इजी बल रोक
a little bit in terms of what they do with Norris out front. Another fastest lap for Leclerc.
2.5 seconds, the gap between George Russell and Charles
छैन एकजना छैन
Kimi Antonelli currently
पाए
running in 6th
पछाडि
place.
पछाडि
Verstappen
कल्लु
on
छिर
the last lap was a few milliseconds.
कस्तो फालेको त अहिले यार
Once again, and very much has the upper hand in this battle currently. We're watching Liam Lawson.
कस्तो छिराइदियो
यसलाई हेर्नु सेलन
How he has lost the advantage to Oscar Piastri during the pit stop. The one pit stop they've made, Lawson gets past Ocon and up into 13th place. And whilst
तल
someone will
nothing upside to the air a little bit.
प्रेस गर केटा प्रेस गर दुईजना प्रेस गर त
But it is clear that that 5-second penalty has enabled Piastri to get ahead.
Yeah, so what Piastri's saying there, look, if Lando extends, I'm 2.7 behind him now on fresher tyres. He's beginning to interrupt my race, although he's 4.7 seconds clear of Verstappen at this time. But something that Alex Albon said in...
रोक्न त्यो त यार कोही नहुँदा त
Get a flow around the walls of a circuit.
कोही नहुँदा त रोक्यो हुन्छ नि
Circuit like this, that actually you get carried. I think it's a fascinating
Ooh.
moment of, go along in it, but you don't want to be too close that you're actually going in the turbulent air, which is a different story again.
It's kind of like a current if you're going diving.
I've never sweeping you along. Really heard of that before.
आहा
Not
want to be in that turbulence air.
यो नै टप यतिर यो पिच टप गएन हैन यो नरिस
32.4.
2 सेकेन्डको ग्याप बनाएको छ
Certainly likes these tyres at the moment. We're on board with the car at number
त्यही त भयो
30, Liam Lawson.
एन्टोनीले चाहिँ बरु एन्टोनीले
Getting ahead of him.
कत्रो ग्याप बनाएको त भयो पछाडी त
Lovely when that happens.
त्यही त
Shaping
टप
up
5
for
पछि त छैन त मैले चाहिँ
That is Fernando Alonso. And
जियो जिते पिएसजी ले
past Esteban Ocon.
यो पाले
Former teammates.
McLaren ले
Say they were
उठाइदिएछ
best of friends as former teammates as well. And for those two, it's a fairly nice, comfortable pass with no problem.
There we go then for Lando Norris.
And he's just making his way around the final corner now with Oscar Piastri right behind him. McLaren might have just timed this absolutely superbly. They want to get Lando Norris back into this race. Ahead of Antonelli, behind Charles Leclerc. Look up there as he comes into the pits.
Slowed down enough there, Lando.
He slows down onto his mark. So go the rear tyres. Out goes Lando Norris at about 2.5 seconds. And it was 2.5 seconds.
So back underway.
त पिट गरेर पनि माया सर थर्ड हुन्छ क्या है फिफ्थमा गयो छ्यामा कस्तो ब्रेक हानेको त्यसले यार त्यो पिट लिमिटमा बस्नलाई
Could be troublesome.
खेल इजी
Opportunity to deliver the cross. Emphasis on the
ओ
clearance. Good work.
यार कहिले कहिले त्यसो हेडिङको लागि
And a tidy challenge.
माग्योलाई
छ्या
अगाडि मागिस् के तैँले अगाडि भागेर मागेर चाहिँ भाग्नु पर्ने थियो
दिइहाल्छ होला भनेको त्यो टच दियो
Untidy in possession.
हाल्दै क्रस
And a chance to whip it in here.
वे लभली है even महँगा गएको थियो
Passando लास्ट सेकेन्ड
Now sending it in.
गयो हेर्न माया साला
गोल
किपर
हेर्न ओए हेरे यसले के गर्छ हेर्नु है
माया जज रसललाई नि जितिन्छ जस यार यिनीहरू त यसले त
यो रिड्डुले त प्रेसै गर्दैन
गरेको त हेर सकिया
मेरो लेक्लेयर स्टप फी आओस् के फेरीको सपोर्ट है म योपालि अझ क्या माया लागिदिएर यार कल्लु लेक्लेयर यूज गर्दा
के गर्दा
मैले 1v1 मिस हुन्छ अझ गेममा मैले आउट गरिदिएको थिएँ क्या माया लाग्छ खेलिदिहाल पास खेलिदिहाल गिराइदिहाल अनि टनी
अलि अगाडि ल
साथी मेरो त्यो ट्रेड छ कि साथी छिर्ने चान्स साथी हुन्छ कि यस्तो गर्नु कोही छ फारपोस्ट
बजाउँदैछु बल्ल अब दिँदा हुन्छ मासला
त्यो किपर के हो
त्यही भने कति रोयो यार
ओ हेरे के गर्छ हेरौँ है खेल तर यसले एक्स खेले जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई
ओके ट्राइङ्गल खेल्नुपर्ने हो
Proving difficult on the defensive. Delivery towards the back post. Like a dangerous ball. Pitched it away by the keeper. Getting stuck in. There was impending
My
danger.
bad यार भित्र लगेको
Could be a chance to break here. And now to intervene. Can they forge ahead?
के केटा हो हाम्रो त के हो जहिले डिफेन्सले डुबाउँछ त्यहाँ
He's on a mission.
दिएन
ला उता फाल्दै क्या यार अनि तँलाई दिया हो यार मैले मेरो डिरेक्सन हल्का मिलेन जस्तो कल्लु जाइछ आइछ आइछ दामी
20 minutes. And after the cross, a tremendous ball.
36 laps. 37. Yeah, still under investigation. Lawson.
Ball played nicely.
Hooked. दामी यार
And angling it back.
दामी कल्लु यार Leclerc, stop me!
Well, here's the replay. He's done well.
छ्या रसेललाई त भेट्टाइदियो यार
Zone.
While the movement in the box is equal to
Door
it.
भेटिन्छ साथी Leclerc हो नि त फेरि है
दिनमा
Well, couldn't keep it.
ल हेर्न पास
Showing fine vision.
कल्लु बिचमा खेलिदिहाल यसलाई हेर्न यार
त्यो घुमेछ के साथी घुमेर
घुमेन रे हेर्न त्यहाँबाट अब त
Ferry.
त्यही भन्नु
घुमेर हान्छ जस्तो कि सत्या
Nicely.
त्यसले पास गरेर भन्नु
Poor effort from a difficult angle, Stuart.
Took the wrong decision there. He surely had to cut that back.
जोन
Well, just listen to this crowd. They want a bit more. They know there's still plenty of time to find an equaliser. Surely they get another chance. Maybe.
इन्द्र
ल
हेर न कहाँ दिस्या पनि
Now this could be productive. Has eyes for goal.
रिबाउन्ड कोही त स्ट्राइकर
Well, looks so threatening, but the
हेर्ने
danger
त म्यानमार गरे त्यो वाइडमा
Stewart looked at all the video, all the
Well, that
angles.
would have been game over. But unless they show more quality going forward, there's just no way back for them.
World Championship.
A very timely interception.
ड्युटीको ध्यानै छैन अहिले
Just have to make sure they don't get caught on the counter attack.
4 seconds to George Russell.
त्यसै गाडी पनि सक्छ
Well, time is of some concern. Can
लाइनमा छु म
That's a good looking ball. Well, it was easy on the eye.
अफसाइड त थिएन है मा झन् पुरै थियो यार
Well, the fans are certainly playing their part here. Just listen to this noise.
That's a championship lead. We're on lap 39 of 50. The Astra leads from Verstappen. Here is our race leader.
Kovacic.
It's really annoying.
कि वेदरले गर्दा टेम्परेचरले गर्दा रहेछ कि हार्ट पनि स्ट्रगल गर्दैछ
Official
त हामी
confirming that we'll have one additional minute. And cleared away.
यो बिजुली छ यार
मैले होइन पनि म बोल्छु साथी
The final whistle. Not one
पनि बोल्दैछ ल
for
एकअर्काकै परेदैन
Sometimes you can see a fan in a big yellow jacket moving around the stuff. I think it was a yellow flag. There's that.
गेम केटा
But we'd like first to get Alex in our DRS. And once in the DRS, we use our pace.
With more pace than his teammate, to his teammate, and then to use that pace and keep his teammate within DRS.
एक सेकेन्ड ग्याप बनाएको छ यार यसले यार एन्टोनीले अघि जिते है यसले तर जित्न थपलाई ए रसललाई त जितेको थिएन अब स्योर जित्छ यसले रसललाई पनि यार
क्लब छ
हो डिआरएस गर्न आयो समात्यो अब यसले हल्का ग्याप त्यहाँ चाहिँ अहिलेलाई चाहिँ आफू भ्याउँछ यसले अरे
Lando Norris for his entry into the pits. Sorry, his pit exit.
did go very, very close to the line on the pit exit. You noticed that. It was really looking from the side. If he kept a bit of tyre on it, he's okay. But on the pit exit, I did
यो त
notice
अहिलेको
that
टिम
he
हो
was
यार केटा होइन हामीले जितेको थिएन दो लाने थियो यो त फर्स्ट टिम हो
we worried about his pit entry as well. Yeah, well, he definitely crossed the line. Here we go, Orlando. You were George Russell just ahead of him and not by much. And his 3 goes to get past Lewis Hamilton.
Our cameras on one man. Defenders can't see.
के हो यार यो त मुलीमा हामीले गेम खेले जस्तै भयो त यार यो मुली इजीमा सर्ट ओटेक हान्दै गइरहेको छ त अगाडि यार
त्यही भने
यस्तो नि हुँदो रहेछ यसले लक्लेयर्सलाई पनि भेटिदिन्छ होला यार तर भेटिन्न होला त्यसले तर
त्यसले खतरा कुदाइरहेछ
लेक्लर्सले
And welcome to a game that really should
लक्लेयर्सले त 5D स्टार्ट गरे हैन पोडियम के चार हो
जोसेले पिट गरेपछि उदुम कुरा आयो
And my partner ready to bring you all the
Ole,
analysis of
look,
this
Lars,
one.
Lee.
Is Stuart
Ocon
Dawson.
and Ben, but
delighted to
we're
be
running
bringing you
different
clubs
strategies
match
here. Ocon has been on those tyres for 38 laps now because he was one of the 3 fast hitters under the safety car. This is the dilemma Williams have got. Sainz ahead of Albon, ahead of Hadjar.
Yeah, so he's giving Albon DRS. Right. Because Hadjar's got DRS against the back of Albon. So it's team play with
press कर body press कर
the job done.
Really, really important points that Williams could be scoring here. Going ahead of Haas and up into 5th in the Constructors' Championship if they can keep these positions, if they can keep their current 8th and 9th.
Norris sets off after Leclerc, and he's got 4.3 seconds to fight against the back of the Ferrari. But the Ferrari is to another fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
Out in front for a second weekend running, Oscar Piastri is looking at victory in a Grand Prix from Bahrain to Jeddah. Didn't start on pole this weekend, but now he's taken the lead. Taking full advantage of it.
Verstappen त एस्टन मार्टिन जान्न भन्ने सुनेको थिएँ मैले
On the last lap, Max Verstappen was tenths of a second faster. So has Verstappen saved his best till last, as he did for qualifying yesterday? Norris, half a second quicker on the last lap than Charles Leclerc. He's got the gap now down to about 3.5 seconds. It's the battle we're seeing now. Sainz, Albon, Hadjar, 8, 9, and 10.
यो कल्लो हो
Only by 3 or 4 tenths a second a lap. That DRS is really helping Alex Albon stay ahead and just ahead going into turn 1.
Yeah, Hadjar painting a bit of a move, trying to distract his
White
rival.
one,
As long as you don't start wasting time yourself or your own tyres. But late drive from Isaac Hadjar, also his teammate just 5 seconds up the road.
Now this is the pit exit for Lando Norris. Okay, there. So when he gets out here, is he allowed to cross that line?
No, it's the strike on the side.
यो रिद्धो त आत्तेर खेल्छ यार माशाल्लाह के अठाइदिन्छ
It's all right there, isn't he? He's got tyre on it.
Yeah, but did part of that tyre go over the line? That's what the stewards are going to be looking at there.
Yeah, legit last is
White and blue line. You're obliged to stay the left of it and not cross it at any stage because you're coming out onto the track lines where another car can be.
I thought as long as you've got tyre on the line, you're okay. You don't cross the line. They're going to look at that extremely closely. And Lando is now 5 seconds clear of George Russell.
Press करो पछाडी म छु
5 second penalty.
अलु भित्र आइजन कहाँ छस् त
Swap the positions at Sauber, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto left, Hulkenberg.
त्यहाँ आउने हो कि अनि मैले पाएपछि वाइडमा छ त्यो
Sky race control. Collins has got the race directors and Mentos all in front of her, including a very full paragraph from McLaren and Lando Norris.
Yes, always non-exhaustive, you can imagine, full regulations, but it does say that they must follow procedures at pit entry and pit exit, and then this is the line that they need to meet fully, as you say, to the left-hand side of, and that includes the entry line and that exit line. On board it was very, very difficult to see, but on that replay, I do think that that right-hand front tyre is
Guess what?
आगे भाई 345 भी बाकी है
The stewards have said no further investigation.
Where's the commentator there,
And tyre tread on it. He didn't cross it. Got away with that. Just about. So game on then for a third place squabble with Charles Leclerc, who's actually homing in on Verstappen as well. A dozen seconds covers the top four.
So the stewards have static cameras that we can't see. And perfect view from that static camera to see where the tyre was. Gianpiero Lambiase's sporting a new trim. He was a short hair, but he's even shorter here at the moment.
Unless, why he's looking concerned, unless Max got some pace. Leclerc, definitely, and Norris maybe, won't be too far away from Verstappen's gearbox at the end of the Grand Prix.
At the end, Leclerc on the last lap, 9/10 of a second faster, but he is 5 and a bit seconds further back. And Lando Norris keeping up that pace against Charles Leclerc. On board with Lewis Hamilton, still down in 7.
साला कस्तो पेलो यार
So that it's 2 rounds time, right there with Kimi Antonelli scrapping away for 6.
Yeah, Lewis has got his car now into the middle of 1 minute 32, which is very competitive.
Yeah.
And catching, of course,
Tolu bhai.
the
Dial.
Yeah, struggling on those tyres. Now he's found the grip, and now the tyres
पूर्ण पर्ने रहेछ
showing exactly what he can do. So we've got a battle going on for places here.
जितिसकेपछि तँलाई देखेँ अनि
Very
मैं
much got a battle going on. And for 8th, or 9th really, Sainz protecting his teammate Alex Albon for a double Williams points finish. Essentially, here at a track where they've never reached Q3, all scored points in 4 previous Grand Prix.
Haha.
Everyone
else like it to the last
getting a bit fed up watching the rear wing of those 2 Williams cars.
almost certainly, but also still in a World Championship point scoring position. He does not need to wipe that racing bull out against the side of Williams. If he does it, it's got to be clean clinical.
Gets the benefit of those
जान्ने खेल्नु
tyres.
त्यस्तो भिडमा दिएर तैँले कसरी सक्छस् त
यो त भएन कि यो रेस मलाई मजा आएन यार 1 सेकेन्डको ग्याप छ यार त्यसले यार 3 सेकेन्ड भनौँ न तर मलाई गाउँले त्यसले पछाडिकोलाई भेट्न लागिसक्यो
यो त्यसले भेट्यो यार त्यो के भन्दैछ त्यसलाई हट भन्दैछ कहाँ गयो यो पल्लु
out from the pit stop, so he's actually got a decent pace. Yeah, and he's more than entitled to go and challenge the cars ahead of him. He's racing forward.
He is, but once the leader gets within 3 seconds, then they have to start getting a warning. And within a second and a half, they have to get out of the way.
हट कर्नर पनि आएन
Williams racing balls battle once again.
तेरो रन हेरेन आँखा भाग्दै थियो म
Very keen behind Charles Leclerc. That gap now under 2 seconds. On the last lap, he was almost a second faster than Charles Leclerc. Those racy tyres, those medium tyres, But Lando
भेट देला
Norris is
भन्ने
now
डर
had
यार
on
मैले
for
थर्ड
11
चाहिँ नलगोस्
laps.
यार
Are suiting him very nicely indeed. And Leclerc, currently in third place, Ferrari without a podium this season, might yet finish this race off the podium.
Podium in the Grand Prix anyway. They had the sprint win, of course, but absolutely, Leclerc just had a bit of a scrappy lap. The lap before this, but he's better now at 132.4. Norris at 132.3.
Meanwhile,
त्यो ल्यान्डो नोरिसले हेर्न
has just put in his fastest lap.
अहि भर्खर
That gap is
उते
now
गरे
down
थियो 11
to
सेकेन्ड
about
फरक
3
भएको
seconds.
रसल
Yes, he's now cleared the back markers, and Verstappen has now got to get.
छ्या के पास हो
Very much wanted out of the way. Through goes Charles Leclerc. Through goes Lando
मलाई दिन
Norris.
खोज्छ कि यसले मलाई थाहा ए अन्धे
There's a last lap Lando moment coming here tonight.
लड्नु पर्ने के यस्तो बेला यार
कोही छ मुली कोही छ
Really fair for the
बम्बी
six
गर्ने
six
बेला
As he moved out of the way for Oscar Piastri, and then he nips past Gabriel Bortoleto in the Sauber. And onwards he
एकजना
goes.
निस्केछ नि त
And onwards he goes. Charles Leclerc.
Quite a lot out of those tyres, hasn't he, Charlie? Had some pace there for a while.
Nothing comes of it. It
But
looked
Norris,
promising.
as you say, his tyres just 12 laps old and a little bit stickier, 17 laps on Leclerc.
Couple of tenths faster.
कल्लु त्यो पहिल्यै भाग्नु पर्ने थियो के त्यहाँ यार
भाग्दै छ त शेयर साथी यार
लामो लाग्यो सबै मैले पहिल्यै यो के साथी सोच्नु मैले गर्न भन्दा अगाडि कति ढिलो दियो
Gap is still 1.8 seconds, which suggests to me that what Lando Norris has done is just recharge his batteries a bit on that last lap.
लप्ली भएर आयो रेड खाइछ जस्तो के गरिस् हौ तैँले
रेड
Everybody's getting a bit
मैले त येलो खाएको थिएँ
tired at this stage.
दुईटा हेल्लो न त काकु खेला
Drivers
थिएन
आयो तँलाई चाकु त
Still passing it around with authority.
कटलाई खेला नि तै खेला
कसरी रेड खाएँ मैले यार
पास पनि खेला नि यार चाकु यार भित्रै छु यार सेल्फी छ चाकु तिमी
पाइस कल्लु ढिलो चाँडो भयो के
Bernie Collins, you're watching the on-board. How's it look to you?
Yeah, you can see on the tyre when he was watching the onboard on the screen, there's a very noticeable band to the inside of that. And
क्याप्टेन को हो कल्लु चलेर हो
And this is the lap that Lando Norris is on the charge once again. After recharging his battery, Russell's told no tyre concerns at the moment.
Will the gap close
As we watch Oscar Piastri and Max Verstappen, the gap between them 3 seconds out in front. And as they cross the line, Leclerc is 1.3 seconds ahead of Lando Norris. He needs to find an advantage from DRS on this lap.
He does, 2 to go, including this one.
Charles Leclerc, who has been on his tyres for 19 laps.
थर्ड भइन्छ जस्तो जुट्छ त
नोरिसले थर्ड हुन्छ कि जस्तो लागेको थियो लास्टमा यसले पुस हान्छ मैले मिडियम टायरमा छ ओ धर्न ग्याप क्लोज भयो
कस्तो अड्क्यो एकदम
Adias has it. Really good
के
challenge.
भयो यार मैले गएँ त्यहाँ
साइड बटलाई दे
Radu.
ए पागल जबरजस्ती मलाई दिनुपर्छ त्यस्तै भयो त म आफै खेलाउँदिन अघि त्यही
Perhaps they can counter.
होइन त्यो खरो दिनला त साथी बुझ्दै बुझ्दैन यार
त्यही माथि बटलाई दिनुपर्छ नि
Promise. Is it going to end with them scoring the winning
We
goal?
have an Australian leading the Drivers' Championship.
And Piastri's got Hulkenberg ahead of him as well. Still got some traffic not long beyond that. So it'll be a nervy last lap for Oscar Piastri.
Just a tenth of a second difference.
ग्याप क्लोज हान्दै छ यार यसले त भयो
ले कल्लु छिटो
Yes, so near indeed. But now they've got to concentrate on keeping their
बटलाई क्लब
Which is starting now for Oscar.
हानेको रे माछाला गोरु
त डिफ्लेक्ट आदेखि न मजा
Martin is a lap down. Then comes comes the Ferrari, then comes the
अन्त
McLaren.
छ्या यस्तो नि पट हुन्छ
Yeah, and they've got to wonder at Red Bull whether if they'd have given that place back immediately and just kept themselves in play instead of taking the, I think was an inevitable penalty, whether they would have been better off in this Grand Prix because you're going to lose by significantly less.
जित्दैन सक्दैन जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई चाहिँ यार लास्ट हेरौ है
So far this season, he did it.
Right, Chaku.
Bahrain last time.
कहाँ दियो होला है
Final there.
Fans are making so much
The
noise here.
first winner in
They believe the
2025 in Hazard.
ऊ पेल्न त्यहाँ
celebration for one of those players out on the pitch.
Piastri's
What a
got now
penalty
about
we've got.
10 corners to go on this. The track with more corners than any other in Formula One. Norris is not making the gain on Charles Leclerc that he would have wanted.
उयो भेट्टाउन आँटेछ त्यसले लास्ट ल्याप हो यो भेट्टाउन अब त
Okay, भाग्नु
भेटाउन के
ऊ त धेरै नबोल है माया साला
11 देखि गरे हो त्यो लास्ट अट्याक
Okay, please. Hey, yeah.
सुवाइदियो त्यसले
Last is यार Chaku यार.
दिएको त हो नि जोड चाहिँ
हो 11 देखि 4 आइदियो त्यो यार
त्यही भने रसलले त हेर्न 17 सेकेन्ड पछाडि
Well, Derek, what a good game.
यार हावा यस्तो नि के हेर्नु यार फन यार नोरिसले जित्यो क्लियर्स भयो लिग खुसी लाग्यो एक ल्याप भए भेट्टाउँथ्यो होला त्यसले यार
हेर्न त्यो लास्ट हुने र फर्स्ट हुने सँगसँगै छ हौ तिनीहरूको त अझै एक ल्याप बाँकी छ
चलाउनु छ यार
के कुदा हो त कस्तो कुदायो हौ
सकाइदिँदो रहेछ गेमै सकाइदिँदो रहेछ नि तल त्यहाँ बाइलिहरू भन्ने जस्तो कि मासालाई एफन लिनु
क्यामेरा स्यामेरा किन वेस्ट हान्नु होला हो कि छ्या रसलले केही गर्न सकेन यार
ह्यामिल्टनले चाहिँ फेरि मुली नमाथि न तल है के चाहिँ मुली जहिले त्यस्तै हुँदो रहेछ साथको साथ
यो अझै पर्रा रहेछ इन्द्र हेर्नु
परिरहेको छ नि त टेनको लागि 9-10 मा परिरहेको रहेछ
for Williams, who come home to score their first points in Saudi Arabia. Sainz 8th, Albon 9th, and Hadja claims his 7 points finish in Formula 1 place. On a note that belongs once more to Oscar Piastri.
ग्रेट भन्ने मैले गाडीलाई दिनुपर्छ त फेरि त यस्तो हरेक देश कसरी हुन्छ नत्र कल्लु के गर्दैछ हेर्नु त्यहाँ
त्यसलाई किन दिएको क्याप्टेन
रेड खाऊ नि त मैले
ओइ म पोइन्ट हानेर लाउँछु नि
मजा आयो ठिकै मजा आयो यार McLaren बरु मैले म भेस्टापेन जित्दा बरु हुन त भेस्टापेनले त नजितेकै ठिक छ कि रसलले जित्नु पर्ने मैले स्टोरी हालेछु होला लोल स्कोर र फ्यान्स हो
It's better than a third as well in Suzuki.
What can I say, mate? A well-executed race.
Well done, guys. Congratulations. You did everything I had. Yes. It's what it is. We move on. This could have been a lot positive for us. So well done.
Yeah, well done, Max. That was good pace throughout the race. You finished 2.8 seconds behind Piastri. Obviously, that first corner we've all got opinions on, and good points today. But most importantly, very good pace.
Yeah, exactly that. Well done, everyone.
म त मुनाको हेर्नु मन छ कि मैले यार केही भएन यार फर्स्ट टर्निङमा मात्रै भयो त्यसपछि त केही भयो स्मुथ गयो यार होल रेस
I can't turn the car, I can't stop the car, and as ever, they work their magic through the various sessions. Max then delivers the golden lap in qualifying, and he stopped us in the race, but that McLaren was a little bit faster.
कोही सीएसके त जान्छ है योपालि हारेछ त आज पनि
हो स्योर आउट त्यसले त
ल्याम्पसँग हारेछ
I mean, look, we've had a lot of sparks so far this year, particularly in Suzuka.
अनि यो डीसीलाई के भयो यार
Oscar
अहिले टिम परे क्या हो
makes his way into that P1 position.
टायर त कस्तो हुने है यिनीहरूको हेर्न न
त्यही भनेको हैन त्यहाँ मुली उम्रेको
it's
च्याप
obvious it's very
भएर
good for
होला है
him,
टायर
you know,
त्यही
रबर
भन्नु
जति कस्तो भएर होला यार
and
मलाई त्यो
चिल्लो
टायर हाल्नु
टायर
मन
त
$1000 कि $2000 यो टायरको एउटा गयो
behind the others in terms of his experience. 82 races behind Lando Norris. It's
हेलमेट एउटा
hard
किन्नु
to
पर्यो भनेको £15000 रे हो
ahead of his.
यो पुरानो गाडी नि किन्न पाउँदो रहेछ नि आज हामीले हेरेको
Championship showdown.
कपडा चाहिँ किन्यो कपडा कलेक्सन हान्छौँ
Sort of nature will be.
तेरो मैले त लिएको छैन विनर चाहिँ सिपिङ कसरी फ्री गर्ने हेर्दैछु कि $20 मा 10 अनि मैले 50% सिपिङ चार्ज लाग्यो के गर्छु
Anywhere near him to hit the celebrations there. As pleased as punch, I'm sure.
अहिले काम
For
काम
Oscar
गर्नुपर्छ
Piastri's performance tonight, and also for Lando
होइन
Norris's
त
performance.
ओ यो चाहिएको नि त
Everything. For Max Verstappen, third in the championship, which
त्यही
is
बस कल्लु
his
हेर्न
lowest
त्यसलाई
position since that DNF he had in Australia in 2022. He's been used to leading a championship, but he's there. He's not going away. And he's
L2R2
around
दामी
the track. And he's shown that McLaren haven't got the advantage that a lot of people thought they had, especially over someone like Max.
I think it's a 10th or 2 if they ace everything at McLaren. And it's a decent recovery from Norris, isn't it? 10th before.
यो ह्यान्सी छ यार यो लेक्लेयर भन्ने त साला त्यही भने यार हामीलाई डाहा लाग्नेवाला छ के यो त
च्यानल हेर्न भए यसको युट्युब च्यानल हेर्न दामी खिच्छ यसले भए क्वालिटी पनि त्यस्तै देख्छ
केटा मान्छेलाई डाहा लागेको छ कि यो देखेर
कल्लु त कहाँ आएको के त मतिर किन आएको त त्यहाँ ढुकेर नबसिकन ट्यापिङको लागि
Massively fast, isn't it, for a Grand Prix around concrete?
They look like they've been in a hot one tonight.
होइन 11 देखि साथी 4 मा आउनु भनेको यहाँ हो भनेको यार
Now in consecutive Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, bringing that.
यो ह्यामिल्टन चलाउन नसके होला त्यसको अर्को साथी चाहिँ यस्तो कुदाइरहेछ
तर जित्न त सकेको छैन नि त जे भयो गाडी नै नयाँ हो त्यो त त्यसको लागि त गाह्रो भइहाल्दैन यार कहाँ आउने बित्तिकै जित्छ त यार
लास्ट ह्यान्सी छ हेर्ने यसको लुक्स झन् रातोमा त झन् बवाल देखेछ यार
अर्को हेर्न मैले यो भेट्छ
यो जोकर मुभी 5
केटा हो यो हान्न सकिन्छ है
2023 the old Red Bull car just to bring him up to speed a little bit more.
Testing on previous cars, that's known as.
Sirio, kहाँ गयो बल
के हेडिङ हो यस्तो ल उतै हान्छ त झन्
दामी यार कहाँ यसले फेरि यार यही कुकुरलाई दियो भने मैले मागिसकेको थिएँ यार त्यसले उता दिइदियो के
A big difference come the pit stops. The winner tonight, Oscar Piastri, is with David Coulthard now.
Piastri,
our new World Championship leader, your fifth victory around the fastest circuit. Tell us your emotions right now.
Looking for a couch, I think, is the answer. It was a pretty tough race. Yeah, very happy to have obviously won and made the difference at the start. Made my case. Was enough. I couldn't really stay with Max at the end of the first stint. Just chewed up my tires.
कसरी एक्स तिम्रो रन गएर आज त भाग्दै छस् कसरी त्यो म कसरी एक्स यो एक्स ट्रायंगलको डिफरेन्स पाइछ
Still need a bit more.
एक्स दिदियो के त्यसले ध्यान मिठो थ्रु छिर्ने बेला
but a great race and a great weekend.
Certainly a great start. You touched on that. Your launch was awesome. You had to go toe to toe. The first time I recall you doing that with Max into turn one, and in the end you stood your ground.
Yeah. Once I got on the inside, I wasn't coming out of turn one in second. So I tried my best. Obviously the shorts had to get involved, but I thought I was.
Trinnerको टी-शर्ट दामी हुने है भाइ यो
स्पोन्सरहरु के that's what got me the race. So I'm very happy with
अब एउटा फेरारीको किन्यो साथी फेरारीको छ $100 छ कि
नेपालमा त छप्री भइराख्छ यार तल आइसक्यो भने त
the heat.
Alle
You've
भने
had some drinking
बाँकीहरुलाई के
issues in the
थाहा
past. I should specify you've had drink bottle issues in the past. Did that
नेपालमा
want
त
to
मैले
be
गुच्ची लाए पनि मैले
just how tough was
26 नै हो
this?
के
Your 5 victories was this
पछाडी दे
enough?
Yeah, that
ढिलो
was one
भयो
of
नि
our biggest
दुखी यार
threats
यो
this week.
दुदिएन
The drink's working, so no, that was good.
Astronauts
We got
are going
some
to
wheels on board, which was nice, but
No.
it's always a tough race around here. It's a little bit later in the year this year as well, which I think it's a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid, and yeah,
टफ रेस
definitely
हो यसलाई
one of the
मैले
toughest
गाडी
races
अर्को दिएन नि बल्ल हुन्छ
I've
तँलाई
had in my
टफ
career.
रेस
So now that I could come out on top in it.
Well, congratulations. I'll let you go and get some water. Enjoy the podium.
Cheers. Thank you.
किन यसले उठाउँछ जस्तो आएर चाहिँ योपालिको टाइटल
And no margin for error.
देवै कल्लु छिटो
And the flag is up.
Max,
Offside.
well,
कुन टाइममा पास दिने भन्ने नै आउन्न यसलाई
on that run to the first corner or the
फेरि
run
त्यस्तो टाइट छ तिमी दिइरहेको छु
we have to
तेरा
start
बाजीमा
there. You were very clear on the radio that you thought two cars were not going to make the turn. It's your job to sort another way.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it quite short. I just want to say a big thank you to the fans here in Jeddah. It's been a great weekend.
कस्तो बल आएको हौ छ्या
That's what it is. I'm looking forward to
ए
it. So see you there.
हेर्नेलाई
Thank you, Max.
देन ओइ छिटो
ए दिसले थियो यार
Oh, stylish ball. What can they do now?
यसको फ्यान पो खतरा रहेछ त क्राउड हेर्न
हेर्न त्यही त टोप छ त अनि अब
मर्दैछ लड्कीहरू
टोप त हेर्दैन
Well, Charles, I expect
एक जमाना नेमारलाई हेरे जस्तै
Custody of the ball here.
the third that Max is with his second. Your long stint was fantastic.
ए यार कल्लु
His run offside.
नचाड्न भाग्न
But your race pace was incredible.
साला
हेरेर
टच लिएर दिन्छ
तर तिमीहरूलाई कुनको ब्रान्ड दामी लाग्छ यार फेरारीको दामी छ कलर त यार
I was extremely happy with the lap yesterday. I was very, very happy with the race today. I think we maximised absolutely everything. So I'm very proud of what we've done.
मलाई दिएन कल्लु
Just need to improve the car in order to be fighting a bit further. We heard also the interaction with the engineer, a little bit of tongue in
होइन होला केटाहरू यार अफसाइड भयो
भन्न
encouraging me along. Yeah, he was
अहिले म
very
के
chill.
भयो
That was,
तैँले त्यसलाई दिनै नपर्ने थियो क्या त्यो अफसाइड स्योर थियो
I mean, we have a very good
If you're
relationship,
wondering about
and
stoppage time,
I think
1 minute to be
that
added on.
म हान्दिन लाग्थ्यो यार तैँले माग्यो भरमा मात्रै थियो
shows results. I'm really happy about this. Overall, you feel this was the maximum you could get this weekend? Yeah, by far. I never expected to finish there. Honestly, I thought that this race was about defending the cars behind, especially Kimi. So it was really good. So for Ferrari fans around the world, this is a game that never, a race that never ends. It's about upgrades.
यसले लाग्दो जस्तो पाउनु है इन्द्र म्याच होला किन्न
Yeah, we need to keep pushing.
ट्याक्पवाला पाउँछ नि
Namaste.
भित्रवाला
And yeah, the
यस्तो चाहिँ हेरेको थियो
पाउँछ नि
यो पो सही छ त यार
in order to improve the car effects on the squad.
यो उस जस्तो भित्रको के भन्छ टाइट जस्तो हैन
इनर जस्तो कि
David Coulthard with the interviews. I think
भन्यो
Max
त
Verstappen
मैले मुन्ड्यात्र
disappearing
निस्किन्छ
off
साथी
after the first answer
त्यही भने बस्छ प्लेयरहरूलाई चाहिँ
यस्तै चाहियो नि त जीवन यस्तो
त्यही भने त्यो पनि हुनु पर्यो नि
लास्ट ह्यान्सी छ यार कससँग त हिरो हुनुपर्ने हो यार कसम भनेको यो त हिरो हुनुपर्ने प्लेयर भएछ होला
तर यसको युट्युब च्यानल हेर्न दामी छ ओइ
म हेर्छु
त्यसकै नामको छ म त सब हेरेर भइसक्यो दामी खिच्छ हौ यसको क्यामेराम्यानले फेरि कल्लु जस्तै रहेछ यार
Goalkeeping at its best. He's so hard to beat from that sort of range.
Extracted a second out of a car that's a close second.
त्यो पेनाल्टी नपाए भए त्यसले जित्थ्यो होला तर
पेनाल्टी नभए त जितिहाल्छ नि
Closer to Red Bull as well, just 11 points between them. McLaren extend their lead to 77 points in the Constructors' Championship. And it's 10 points now between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris.
अफसाइडको वार चल्दैछ
Might be onto something, but his timing left a bit to be desired.
Some time away from the racetrack.
Because he's just been too impatient there. He doesn't need
त्यो
to make
झ्याप्लेले लास्टतिर बल अलि वाइड बस्ने यार
Corner kick to destroyers. Can they help themselves?
रेड बुलको नि कोही त लड राम्रो दिएछ ज्याकेट है
Good idea.
Follow there.
It's there for him.
And then Eric Ollo
And
ele.
it goes. That will greatly help the cause. Now they only need to
Finishing ko
finish
त
the
बाउ हो नि
race
फेरि
high.
बास्कोटा भन्दा चाहिँ जस कल्लोले खेल्छ है अगाडिमा उयो रोन आयो त अनलाइनमा यो त उता खेल्दैछ यार यसलाई कल हान्न यार
Well, just look at this again. The speed of counter-attack is so
तर
impressive,
होइन
and
नबोला
there's
यार गेम
certainly
भेट्दैन
no
यार
doubt
चढ्दैछ
about the finish. He really hits it with power and accuracy. Nothing the keeper can do about that.
Read that pass all the way, cutting it out.
विदु
Saleh. Shaheen. In with a chance. It's got to be. Oh, and it was. Now he has his hat-trick. A special moment for him.
त्यो म्याक्स हेर्न एक शब्द बोलेछ नि इन्द्र डिसअपोइन्ट भएस
Well, here's the replay, and it all starts with the delivery into the box.
कस्तो
Just
यार
begging someone to get in the end of it.
त्यसलाई नि ल्याउनु पर्ने कि त्यो नोरिसलाई मैले एक हात दुई
That's an
चार
excellent
भएको छ
goal.
यार 2 ल्याप पावे त्यसले
Conversation
भेट्टाउँछ
about
मैले
marbles is like always in a small playground. Talking about bits of rubber on the side of the track. So that's quite earlier. Yeah, it's another discarded rubber. It gets caught
And
on
stopping the danger.
tyres, and then starts its move. It's a closer towards the racing line eventually. Saying is, yeah, for an overwritten intention, played a long
It can be
time.
so difficult to play against a confident passing team when you're trailing.
Back off again.
विदु यहीँ खेल यहीँ खेल यहीँ
And
खेल
now Radu has it.
Van Buren,
Might
अति
be a
दामी
Stafford's
chance.
manager, in conversation with Phil after
In
त्यो
it
रिदु
goes. Such a complete
खडा
performance.
थियो खडा
छक्क
What
चाहिँ
will be the
नपर है
goal now?
छक्क चाहिँ
क्यामेरा
नपर
कहाँ छ
यस्तो
क्यामेरा कहाँ छ यो रन मात्रै छोराहरूलाई
Sebastian Vettel's a successor to him at
यही नरे है अघि जिस्किएको फर्स्टमा
अँ
देखा
Well,
देखा
let's look
तो
at this again.
ला
The
देखाउनै
figure
पाएन
on this pass shows wonderful vision. It's inch perfect, while the movement in the box is equal to it. It's such good timing.
तिनीहरूको मुली यार ओए म त फेरि फर्मुला 1 गाडी चलाउनु पर्यो दिनदिनै यार
There to take it
एक
away.
रेसमा मुली 4-5 के
podium
है
tonight.
यस
Well,
कर
wasn't messing around with the clearance.
Discussion between the three Red Bull
What a magnificent
अल्लो
pass.
पछाडी छु म पछाडी एयरमा ओए ओए लभली ट्राई छ है लभली ट्राई छ है
You've got to say.
हल्का पाडल छ
championship at the moment.
ए यस्ता सुन्न मैले त्यो त झुकेर भइरहेछ ल
It's
यहाँ
a bit of a rescue mission. Fernando
यति
Norris
हो
is
Clear to see who
त्यो
will
हो
look
नि
after. So a throw in
मलाई
will
खेल
be.
यहाँ खेल यहाँ खेल
rebuild his car basically then and that's after that shape and it's been reliable. So it's like this one. Those that the others agree.
यता दिएन मलाई
Clear of the danger.
हाल्छ
कस्तो पागल छ यार मलाई
ए
दिनु
यसको
छैन
त यसको त मुनि कोडिङ हाने यसको कोडिङ यही हो कि ओए
Could happen here.
पछाडी दिने हो कि मुनि यसले अरू सिकेकै छैन
This
यसले
is the second
पहिरिया सत्य
I'm sure that was
कोही
put
नभए त
well
के हो
away from
यार
danger.
transpired
निश्चित हान्ने हो क्या
second penalty after the race. And Oscar
ट्राई गरे
Piastri at the same time
एक्स होइन ट्राइङ्गल पछाडि
lost
उता
his
ओए
space.
रेड
7
भएको
days
त
Letting
होइन
it
for the
go
third time
as they
this
keep the
season.
ball.
Stands at the top of the
हाम्रो
podium.
Took a little nip before it went over the
Championship leader.
touchline. So a throw in here. Just the challenge that was
यार मैले
required.
फेरि फर्मुला
So
1
after that, a goal kick it'll be. Well, we're inside the final quarter of an hour now.
ए
Got a chance. And in range.
ओइ के हो
ए
ओइ के हो यो बट
यो मुनि त
कन्फ्युज हुन्छ भनेर झन् मैले माग्दा नि नमागेको जुस फाल्दे आहा
सती
Pulls it back.
हुँदैन
Real chance. Oh, there it is. It's
आहा
ओइ
in.
क्यामेरा क्यामेरा
झन् इजी दिइरहेको छु दामी है दामी केटा हो
यहाँ ब्रिटिस एन्थम नि बजाउँदो रहेछ अनि उ पनि बजाउँदो रहेछ होइन मन त भातै खाएन यार Go boy, puyo.
अर्को 7-8 वर्ष 8 वर्षै भयो
No race, no race.
We simply have to focus on this man. Defenders can't seem to get near him. Will it be more of the same today? We're live on EA TV. And welcome to a game that really should have pulses racing. Every reason to believe this will be enthralling.
यो बच्ची बात
And I'm
गर्नुपर्छ
joined for expert analysis by Stuart Robson. And it's going to be fascinating to see how these two sides fare as they come up against each other. And he's got to score!
सुन्न PSG को मैले करियर विनमै 5th अरे 5th मा त तीनटा त यही सिजन रहेछ बल्ल कति रेस भयो
And the shot. Oh, that surely had to go in, but marvellous defending.
है गाडी खतरा भयो नि त सकियो रहेछ के यो गेम
त्यही त
Needs an accurate cross. Can he take the chance? And stopping the danger.
ड्राइभरले चाहिँ मैले कन्सिस्टेन्ट चाहिँ चलाइदिनु पर्यो खेल्दिहाल हो
Moving it nicely.
छुट्टिन्छ नि त्यो
The supporters want to see him have a go.
रिद्धु
Lining it up. Fine tackle there to prevent the chance.
ल सब बोलिरहेको छु
Can he give them the advantage? And a goal! Start.
अघि हान्न पनि रहेछ म्यासवाला
Well, let's look at this again, Derek, because the transition when the ball changes hands is so quick. But there's still plenty to do from here. He hits it so well, though. Lots of pace, lots of power, and the
होइन होला यार त्यतै लग्नु त
it's a great strike.
Could be threatening. Oh, good defending to stop a decent-looking attack.
खेल्दिहाल मलाई
Surely the equaliser. And the goalkeeper.
अय्या
That save. And he's fired over the corner. And held by the keeper at the second time of asking.
Well, he's just pulled off a great first save there. Now they can all calm down.
Oh, good vision. Oh, there it is! A back and forth sort of match. Now they're level again. The lead lasted nearly minutes.
उतै नजान
Well, doesn't have to do it on his own, but a good piece of defending to bring it to an end. Can they forge ahead? Well, they would have done had it not been for the keeper.
Well, they should be ahead now. Yes, it was a good save, Derek, but he should score from there.
Sloppy in possession.
ए ओए
हान
तातो
कल्लु
कल्लु
ए
ए पेनाल्टी
ओइ
कल्लु
पेनाल्टी रे
मलाई त
दिन
मलाई
कसरी पायो यसले मैले त अस्ति पाइरहेको थिएँ त मैले पाइरहेको थिएँ त अस्ति
This to put them in front.
ओए
And the
ओए
score gets
चिरायो
converted as coldly as you like.
कसरी पेनाल्टी यार कल्लुले
Again, great composure to send the keeper the wrong
ओइ
way.
कल्लुले मिस हान्यो त्यसपछि इन्द्रे
That's an excellent penalty.
ह
कल्लुले मिस हाने रहेछ त्यसपछि अघि त्यो पेनाल्टी भयो त
So cheers, Jeff, restarting the game.
त्यो लडाको देखिन छ नि
Setback.
कल्लु
It might be.
लग दियो तेरो बल ए लगेर मिस हान्थ्यो रे त्यो
Guillaume. Yilmaz. Good idea, but how well she did to react in that manner. So a throw in here. Chiu. Yilmaz. Anna for a throw in. Just misfiring with the pass. Let's get the latest on the injury situation from our pitch side man.
खेलिहाल
He landed really
What's he
heavy
there?
on his shoulder there. You can see
त्यसले कहाँ दिन्छ
मा दौडिनु छैन मा कल्लु रन लिएला भनेको
मलाई चाहिँ राजा
सरी
मलाई भन्ने चाहिँ के भन्छ
मेरो त लास्ट गेम है म त जान्छु
He's driven in the corner. He failed to get it away properly. Stopped a certain goal. They'll try to keep the pressure on in the form of another corner. Smuggled away. I don't think too many players
Off
would have
side
the
and draw to.
overdrive to get to that
जा
one.
जा जा
Goalkeeper's
ए
ball.
मा प्लेयर पो हो त है
And here's Jeff unable to keep hold of it.
यो लास्ट रहेछ यार
त्यो लास्ट
यो कल्लु सम्झा है
ए नगो के भन्छ के मुक्तन
Well, using the space really well, you've got to say.
सती
Oh, genuine chance. It's in.
देखिसक्यो हो दोस्त
Really relaxed and confident.
स्ट्राइकरले त सम्झा है
Not giving the
मा ओइ त्यस्तो बेला स्ट्राइकरले थ्रु बल माग्ने कि कसले माग्ने
अफसाइड बसेर हैन जुट लभली हो त्यो पनि
कन्फ्युज खाएको हो त्यो त्यही भएर ढिलो दिएको त्यसले
Ojeda. Tremendous intuition to win it back. That's a good pass. A matter of keeping his
यो नि
जानु न
यस्तोले माग्यो
really good build-up, but no end product. Passing it through. Can he get one back? Well, body in the way. Could be. And thumped away.
यिनीहरूको लाइफ नि रमाइलो यार तरमा
कहीं गेम्स
वर्ल्ड घुम्छ
Chiu. Might work out.
दे उता दे
Set pair of hands. Did his job.
उसका कुमाउनु पर्ने छ स्टाइल
Yilmaz. And cheers, Jeff, finding space on the wing. Guillaume. It's opening up. Oh, that's textbook goalkeeping. Played over. And the problem not completely solved. And the managers will now deliver their half-time team talks. We're at the end of 45 minutes in this game.
Piastri Norris Fernando Norris Oscar Piastri तर चुरहरू
So back underway and an uphill climb for Cheers, Jeff, after the events of the first half. Could be dangerous.
यस्तो छ ए किन दिएछु कि मैले यार
मलाई दिन
अरे यार
होला
यार
Ahmed.
यसलाई लक भइदियो के
Chiu. Ahmed.
स्ट्राइकर हो क्या हान्नुपर्छ कि बुझेन साथीहरु
Patience, the watchwords. Can he finish this?
तर भित्र हान्नु पर्छ नि त स्ट्राइकरले त नि बाहिर हैन नि
Very poor effort, dearie me.
Well, he's made a mess of
मागो
it. That's a wasted opportunity.
के माग दियो यार
In possession, Mela.
साथी कन्टिन्यू ओए पाए पाए
Done. Couldn't hang on to the ball. Well, right idea, wrong execution.
के बल हो यता आउला जस्तो गरेर उता गएछ त
नो एउटा ठाउँ
बल्लुलाई मैले ट्रायंगल दिइसके थिए यार
असल यता गएर उता जान्छ यार
Genuine purpose here. Real chance.
इसको पास फेरि के हो यो
And the flag is up. Offside.
साथी त्यहाँ गएर पास दिन्छ के हो यार
तिमी त ह्याट्रिकमा छ त यार
हस हस
हेर केटा
And dealt with
त्यस्तो पो छ
decisively by the keeper.
फेरि पछाडि जोस पछाडि
Well, this could really help the cause. Excellent defending.
अरे
अति यार
Well, conceding the throw-in.
यो हातमा चाहिँ के लाग्यो यसलेमा
30 minutes.
हुन्छ भने साथी ग्लोभ्स हो
An attack full of promise.
रेड यार यो त रे
Referee says play on. Yilmaz. And he's won the ball. Room to roam for Cheers Jeff on the wing. Real chance. And there is the goal. Well, that changes the equation. And they have the momentum now.
के भयो यिनीहरूलाई
के हैन ठुलो कुरा गरेको यो
Well, here it is again.
ओ
Credit to the
अर्को गाडी चला नि त त्यस्तै हो नो रिस
के भन्दैछ
Got to have that near post covered for me. No wonder he's frustrated with himself.
मान्छेहरु मैले गाडी जो छ यति भन्छ हामी खास गरी चलाको खतरा गर्दैछ यार
Dale.
ओए बक्स बाहिर गोजन आहा सरी यार
Very effective clearance.
कसरी गएन यार त्यो बल यार
पटेललाई ट्याकल हान्छु कस्तो नलागेको
Ahmed. Very effective challenge put in. And the flag was up in good time. It's offside.
Well, he should have realised that was going to be offside. That's a poor decision to play that pass.
दौडिनौ जोड
लामो मैले गेडा जस्तो पास गर्दै
साला अड्किएको छ हौ त त्यहाँ मैले चक्कै दिएछु दौडी त दौडी
Oh, good vision. And now waiting to pounce.
होइन होला यार
And a goal.
ला
के साथी यार सिरिज हो यार
Course of this game.
बनाइसक्यो यार केटा हो
Well, let's take another look. And there's the deflection.
ए ठोकेर गएर रहेछ यार
Keeper had no chance, did he?
त्यसले त मैले सारेको ठाउँतिर हानेर छ
Counted the match. This has been quite the fight.
पहिले खोल्छ त्यो
Mighty challenge.
ए त पर हेर्यो
Well, she knows what she's doing defensively. Guillaume. Plenty of support here.
कल्लु अलि चाँडो भाग्ने यार
भन्दै थियो यार साथी यार
Might work out.
त्यसलाई हैन
Well, that's a good save, but
खास
really he
दिन
should have scored
हैन
from that. That's a big chance.
And intercepted it. Just lost his focus for a second, and a throw-in conceded. Chance to cross. Couldn't grab hold of it.
भेट्टाउन जुटी भेट्टाउन त्यसले
The keeper's done brilliantly to keep
पछाडि खेल पछाडि
Making sure
जुटी
not
यार
to
त्यत्रो
score.
दुईजनाले अगाडि रेडी छ तँलाई समात्नलाई मैले पास खेल्न त्यस्तो बेला त यार
Only 5 minutes left for play, and tension galore with the teams locked together. Having to shoot, but into the keeper's gloves.
Well, the atmosphere is so tense inside this stadium, but can they find that moment of magic to win this game? The crowd certainly think so. Just listen to them.
Well, this corner could be pivotal. It might represent the last chance to get in front in the dying moments. And he clears the danger. This might be the perfect counter-attacking opportunity. And passing it through. Now he's got to stay calm. To begin with. But a really strong
साथी मेरो त प्रेसर थियो यार यसले त 1v1 हाने छैन
Needed a better effort.
मेरो त पछाडि डिफेन्स आउँछ आउँदै
The referee has decided that 2 additional minutes are
छ्यामा साला उही म माग्दै थिएँ नि
well, you can see how fiercely they're concentrating on finding a winner. Cross could be useful.
हेर्न त्यसले त्यहाँ माग्दैछ स्ट्राइकरले 6 मिनेटमा
And with that, the referee brings this
Lock it out,
contest to
yeah.
an end.
Cheap,
Stoppage
it
here.
म भोलि हान्नु है
भोलि त आइन यार साथी यार अब ल सिधै फ्राइडे हो
ल
छ्या धन्नले क्लियर जित्यो